3rd of July 2024. Hi guys, welcome to Red Dot Rants, the comedy and tragedy of living in Singapore. Yesterday's video's audio was a disaster, a bit like Joe Biden at the presidential debate. So I've deleted it to make a new one with additional content. Dr. Amy Khor famously said that rental does not directly affect the price of hawker food. And there's good news for those who have been complaining about expensive hawker food. Coffee shops in Singapore are set to offer budget meals and accept CDC voucher payments. A total of 330 coffee shops in HDB estates will provide these affordable food options for residents by the end of the month. Now, the initiative requires all rental HDB coffee shops that are renewing their tenancies from May 2023 to offer at least 4 budget meals and 2 budget drink options. Budget meals include lunch or dinner options that are typically priced at $3.50 and below, as well as drinks priced at $1.20 and below. We can look forward to many healthy, super low-calorie meals. Now, before you cry for our hawkers, there are folks who are faring much worse. Veteran jazz musician Jeremy Monteiro posted on Facebook on the 23rd of June, revealing that in the 1970s, when he first became a professional musician, musicians were paid $100 to $150 for a live performance at a club. Now, in 2024, many musicians are still earning only $150 a night. Now, no wonder our government wants us to measure success with different yardsticks. We do need very different yardsticks. It's okay to starve. We'll still consider you successful. Now, Jeremy goes on to say that while the rich rejoice at the impressive economic indicators, the mediocre folks are still struggling and unhappy. He thinks that the government should be afraid of the masses and try to please them instead of pleasing the rich and the big corporations. Now, alluding to the French Revolution, of course. Now, I can't agree with that. Not just because we are not French, but too many spoon-fed Singaporeans are kiasu, kiasi, and gianpeng. Take a look at another post Jeremy shared. Now, some folks want Jeremy to work for free, not exactly for Josephine Teo's psychological gratification, but for exposure. Jeremy has this to say: "Occasionally, I'll be asked to do a gig for exposure. I've been doing this professionally for 48 years. Any more exposure and I'll be naked." Now, such indecent proposals are actually quite familiar to me, even though I'm nowhere as great an artist as Jeremy. Many years ago, when I was writing travel articles for a magazine, I was approached by an organization to write blurbs for overseas trips that they organize for their residents. They often organized short trips to JB, Malacca, Penang, Cameron Highlands, and Hat Yai. And they offered me the honor of writing these blurbs for them, and the reward would be exposure. I replied to them saying that I failed to understand why they can't pay me just a couple of $100 for the job when they are such a well-funded organization. That organization was the People's Association. I'm not sure if they are still paying their writers now, but they are certainly very generous with transport these days. A new shuttle bus service will be rolled out from 8th of July to connect residents living in areas such as Marine Parade, Joo Chiat, to amenities including MRT stations, polyclinics, and hawker centers. The free bus service will ply the roads from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on weekdays, excluding public holidays. And they serve residents in Marine Parade GRC, MacPherson, and Mountbatten. Each of the 7 wards in these constituencies will be served by 1 shuttle bus, which can seat 22 passengers and will arrive at hourly intervals. The time it takes for the buses to complete their route. Now, the initiative, which will be reviewed after 1 year, is by the non-partisan People's Association and the very caring MPs of Marine Parade GRC, Macpherson and Mountbatten. Our Minister for Culture, Community and Youth, Edwin Tong, said the aim is to improve connectivity for residents in the various constituencies. Minister Tong said that the bus routes and stops were planned based on feedback from residents garnered through engagements such as dialogues and walkabouts. Apparently, this is meant to help the elderly folks close some gaps in the public transport network, which may be faultless but can be further enhanced. Now, here's the catch. Residents must register for the service via the app Tong Ta Riders, which will generate a barcode that they must scan upon boarding the free shuttle bus. During registration, residents must use their postal codes to verify that they live in eligible constituencies. Of course, they must also give their mobile numbers and be open to various notifications. I'm not sure how many infirm residents can actually use this service without the support from their families, if not the entire village. Still, it's a nice thought, and I think the residents should send a bouquet to our former speaker, Mr. Tan Chuan Jin. Perhaps West Coast residents would also get something from the remaining MPs. You know who to thank. Finally, a little story. A little mouse gets tired of foraging for its food. One day, a human offers the creature a jar full of rice. The mouse gladly accepts the offer and starts eating, thinking that he won't need to worry about food for the rest of his life. Everything is planned and provided for. But as the mouse consumes the rice, he finds himself surrounded by the walls of the jar. Fully enclosed, he can't get out and return to foraging, even if he wants to. He is now completely dependent on the human to feed it. That's all I have for you in this video. Do like, share and subscribe to my channels. I'll see you again soon.